Hey, John Fairchild coming to you from my office. A beautiful weekend here in Eatonton, Georgia. And listen, that's not why I'm sending this video. I want to talk to you about something near and dear to my heart. And if I've talked to you recently or ever, perhaps you've heard me talk about it already. But let's go back through it because I'm going to challenge you on this. It's called a TO. Well, what the heck is that? Listen, um, up front when they go to present a vehicle for sale, if the customer does not drive out of there with that vehicle, not just one salesperson talks to that customer. They will TO it or turn it over to a manager typically or somebody else at the dealership. They'll say just about the same thing in a lot of cases, but in more cases than not, that customer ends up driving away with the vehicle. How does this relate to service? Well, as you've heard me say, more than likely, the power of the TO is something very powerful. And what it's going to give me as a service manager is it's going to give me accountability with my team. Okay. And it's going to allow me to do spot training without having to micromanage people, which people hate and don't really respond to that well. Therefore, okay, as a service advisor, I'm challenging you to hold yourself accountable to give your manager, whoever that person is, it's typically your manager, but it may be a lane manager, it may be a team leader, it may be a more senior advisor. Okay, but to hand over that ticket and let them take a turn with your customer. But let's talk through that because really what the purpose of the TO in the service department is not necessarily to make a sale. And you know how I am with the word upsell. I firmly believe that with proper advising, sales occur, but we don't have to shove anything down anybody's throat. But here's how the TO will come in three situations. Three is and what I'm challenging you to do. Number one, if I got a vehicle that has declined safety, so they're leaving my dealership with a red item. What's a red item? Let's talk about that for just a second. Sometimes you'll get a multi-point back that's marked all red because it's past due. That's not accurate. Okay, a red item is typically tires, brakes, battery, but it's anything that you wouldn't let your daughter drive out of the dealership or your mother drive out of the dealership with because it's either a safety or it's going to really, really screw up your car if you leave with it. It's typically, again, battery, tires, brakes, but it could be as simple as a bulb out. That's a safety issue. It could be something as simple as a nail in the tire. That's certainly a safety issue. Okay, so what it is for you guys on this type of TO more than anything, and what I've seen be really effective, is it's a customer welfare check. Okay, we really, really, really don't want people leaving our dealership in a safety concern issue. And as a service manager, I want to really help them if I can. I'm going to be in the best place to do that. But also, I can look for trends, and I'm going to urge you guys to create a spreadsheet where you trend why the customer's objection is, if you can get one, which you typically will through a TO. Okay. But on the safety thing, it's a customer welfare check. And, you may have a pricing sensitivity, you may have a timing sensitivity, whatever it is, the service advisor may not have presented it properly. And so that's the number one thing. Number two is take a look and think about how many this number is in your environment and how many per advisor this is. What I'm about to say is how many times does a vehicle leave your shop and only the diagnostic charge is charged? Okay. And as a service manager, I would want to look at 100% of those. And as a service advisor, I would want to turn over 100% of those to my manager or somebody else that could take another crack at it and maybe show me something I didn't do right. Maybe I didn't set it up and present it properly. Maybe I didn't present any special financing options that may be available. So as an advisor, be ready to take some critical commentary about how you can improve, and certainly what the good stuff is too. Managers, make sure they know the good stuff. So the diag, and I really would be curious what that number is in your store. How many times does a car leave your shop and only the diag being paid? Okay. Number three is set a threshold. Set a threshold if it's over X amount of dollars that you're going to call and contact 100% of those customers and go through the same process. Okay. It's going to be a training opportunity for you and allow you to spot train without micromanaging and allow you to trend what and the reasons are Typically they're timing and pricing sensitivities. Yeah, right. So, but it could be a lack of a skill that you can't get to that, or whatever it is that you may already know in your heart, but now you got 10 or 12 instances of it. You got to do something about it. So I would challenge you to log that stuff. A threshold. The threshold in some environments is $500. In some environments is $2,500. Are you heavy truck? Are you premium? Maybe it's a higher threshold. But 100% of those that reach that threshold, I would challenge you to do that TO process too. Read my article below. It's got some of the ins and outs of how to function the process, perhaps. And please let me know if I can help you in any way. Have a great day.